Yes, greetings to you. Hopefully you're doing well. And it's a Friday. Remember, every Friday we come live to you, late in the evening or late in the night, to make sure that you can learn something about how to live a healthier life. My name is Robert Semwez Masaka, the Director of Home-Based Medical Services Television. So today we are going to be discussing something that is very, very vital, and that is about the nutrients that we need in our bodies. That is the micro and then the macro, the things that we need in larger quantities and the things that we need in lesser quantities in form of nutrients for us to live a healthier life. So basically today that is going to be our discussion. But before we get into our discussion, I want to bring it to your notice that this program is proudly sponsored by a product called C247. C247 is one of the natural food supplements on the world market that can help you live a healthier life as long as you use it. It's a nutritional supplement, but more importantly, this program is also proudly sponsored by Michiana Institute of Nursing and Midwifery. You who is out there and you have a child who has finished senior 4, senior 6, or any certificate somewhere, and you want to get them into the medical field, we have different courses, and you can have your child study these courses. I want to send greetings to the director, that is Mr. Chintu John, the director, Michiana Institute of Nursing and Midwifery. Thank you very much for always sponsoring these programs. And if you're a parent and you're out there and you need your child to study any medical course in relation to what I've talked about, you just need to contact us on the lines that you see down, on the numbers that you see down there, such that we can help you get admitted. We always have 2 intakes, especially for the certificate. We have the January intake and we also have the July intake. So straight away, we will get into our discussion for today. Yes, welcome once again to Home-Based Medical Services Television. And before we get into our discussion, I want to bring it to your notes that as the Visionaries team, we've organized something that is very, very, very nice for you, people across Africa. But even if you're from another continent and you're willing to be part of this, you're welcome. We are organizing an event, a VVIP event, that is going to happen on the 22nd of April, 2022. And this will go hand in hand with a 4 days business trip to the Pearl of Africa, and it is open. However, it is with limited slots. We have a few slots that are remaining, but we will have beautiful and giant entertainers or artists. For example, Madame Shiba Karunji has already confirmed she will be with us to entertain us. Dr. Jose Chameleon has confirmed he will be with us, with different artists here and there. And more importantly, we will also be discussing about how to live a healthier life. We will be having entertainment. We will be having a lot of fun, eats and drinks. So for those of you who are traveling from other countries, especially people like from Tanzania, people in Kenya, people in Rwanda, then talk about people in Malawi, Zimbabwe, South Africa, you're all welcome. However, you need to plan your journey earlier so that you're not inconvenienced, and we are ready to host you here in Uganda on a 4 days business trip to the Pearl of Africa, where you're going to be in position also to meet the creme de la creme of business partners here. It's a business trip. So straight away, with HBMS TV Talking Health, our health topical discussion for today is understanding the macro and micronutrients needed by the body to maintain proper growth and health. And these programs are always powered by the Visionaries International and the Elinovats. So we need to understand the macro and micronutrients that you need in your body to live a healthier life and to grow very well. But before we get there, we need to understand nutrition. What is nutrition? And nutrition is just the total sum of processes, the total sum of the process of eating, then digesting and assimilating food to maintain growth and health. It is one of the main factors influencing health and disease. That is why in most cases, most of the people I deal with, I tell them food is the first medicine before you even think about anything. Then when we talk about nutrients, these are substances that must be consumed as part of the diet to provide a source of energy and material for growth. There's no way you can grow without eating, and they are classified into two. We have the macronutrients, then we have the micronutrients. So straight away, I'll begin with discussing the macronutrients. And when we look at macronutrients, these are needed by the body in large amounts. We have things like the proteins, we have carbohydrates, and then the fats. I want to bring you to note that a balanced diet should contain enough of the above nutrients, and any dietary deficiency can result into diseases, especially diseases like marasmus, very common in children. Then the other one is kwashiorkor, common in developing countries and communities with food shortage. Right now, as I talk, you know, the war that is happening between Russia and Ukraine, obviously there should be shortage of food, and children being born right now, they may fall a victim of marasmus and kwashiorkor. You need to note that excessive food intake and poor choices can also result into diseases like obesity. The other time we were discussing about obesity. So basically, when we look at the micronutrients, I want us to look at the proteins. When you look at the proteins, I want to say that proteins is a class of complex nitrogenous compounds composed of amino acids. You need them in your body. Then the other one, when we look at the natural sources of proteins, we have animal sources. We can talk about meat. We can talk about eggs, then milk, then poultry and seafoods there. Then the plant sources, we have the peas, beans, and then the nuts. All these are things that our grandparents used to use, and they would live a healthier life. And the major functions, mentioned but a few, major functions of proteins. We have the help in the formation of keratin. Keratin is responsible for formation of nails, then the hair cells and all that, everything. Then formation of body cells, different body cells. It could be blood cells, it could be skin cells, anything. Then formation of muscles for you to be muscular enough. Then they help in the manufacture of hormones, different hormones. You know, the body communicates through these hormones. Then energy production. Then talk about formation of blood. Blood is also in form of cells. Then formation of different internal organs on your body. Then manufacture of enzymes. Then building new tissues. Let me say you've gotten an accident. Let me say anything has happened. Then boosting the immune system. And I want to bring it to your notice that deficiency of proteins can result into kwashiorkor and marasmus. Let's briefly talk about or look at kwashiorkor. Kwashiorkor is a form of severe malnutrition in children caused by a diet with insufficient proteins. And what are the common causes? Poor diet. These days it is common. Then chronic diseases, chronic diarrhea, inadequate breastfeeding, reduced intake of proteins, and reduced intake of energy-giving foods. As long as you're not having all this, your child can fall a victim of that. And what are the signs and symptoms? What are the things you look at and you like, this child could be having kwashiorkor? We have growth retardation. I'm sure these days you've seen it. It is very, very common. People following us at HBMS TV. Thank you very much for following. And in case you have any questions, you can always go in the chat room, on the chat box, and then put in your comment, put in your questions. We can always answer them. Then the other one is the protuberant abdomen, that abdomen that grows on. Then talk about fevers on and off. Then you can talk about misery, apathy, and poor appetite. Then drying, scaling, pale skin. You can talk about diarrhea, liver enlargement, moon face, brown hair, loss of pigmentation. Then muscle wasting, edema of the feet and the legs. Then cough. All these are signs, and more so, there are other signs. Then I want also to talk about marasmus, a severe form of malnutrition and progressive emaciation, usually occurring in young children, often in the first year of life, as a result of inadequate intake of both the proteins and calories. And I want to bring you to notes that you need to note that in marasmus, carbohydrates stored in the liver are depleted or reduced, and proteins in the muscles are broken down to make new proteins, and stored fat is also broken down to produce calories, which eventually leads into emaciation or reduction. And the signs and symptoms, the common ones, the signs of marasmus, we have muscle wasting, then loss of subcutaneous fat layer, then talk about growth retardation, old man is facial appearance. I'm sure you've seen these children, they're out there. However, very many people who have these children deprived of enough food and all that, they keep them out of state to other people to help them out. So let me talk about another macro. Macro means something we need in larger quantities, the carbohydrates. Carbohydrates are organic compounds furnishing most of the energy needed in the health diet. We have the simple sugars like sucrose, we have fructose, then lactose, and then the complex carbohydrates like glycogen and cellulose. We need them in our bodies to live a healthier life. And the sources, we have bananas, potatoes, rice, milk, bread, grain products, and cereals. I'm sure you've always seen when you go to five-star hotels, when you go to those bigger hotels, when you go to beautiful families, they put these things on the meals that people take, not just for formality, but they have a reasons as to why they are there. And the major functions, they provide energy to the body, they prevent constipation because of the high fiber content, they enhance normal liver functioning. That is very, very vital. And deficiency of carbohydrate causes marasmus and ketoacidosis. Then the other one is fats. Fats are energy-giving foods with a very high calorie content compared to carbohydrates and proteins. And the sources, we have the vegetable, talk about coconut oil, talk about the maize oil, palm oil, peanut oil, olive oil, and the sunflower oil. That is why I want to encourage farmers out there to make sure that you engage into this and help very many people out there. Then talk about animal fats, the beef fat, the butter fat, fat in the egg yolk, mutton that is meat from the sheep. Then we have the marine fat, the whale oil, called the liver oil, and the major functions of the fats: supplies concentrated form of energy, acts as an insulator and helps in retaining body heat. They add the flavored food. They are carriers of soluble vitamins, for example, fat soluble vitamins, for example, vitamin A, D, E, and K. And deficiency of fats causes deficiency of fat soluble vitamins and vitamin B1 deficiency. And then I want briefly to talk about the micronutrients, the things that we do not need in larger quantities, but we need them. These are nutrients that are required by the body in smaller quantities, but adequate. When we say small, we don't mean entirely small. They include vitamins and the minerals. And vitamins are organic substances that are generally classified as either fat soluble or water soluble. And the fat soluble vitamins, we have vitamin A, D, E, and vitamin K. They dissolve in fat and tend to accumulate in the body. Then the other one, we have sources of vitamins. When we look at vitamins, we will take them as a whole. We have meat, we have poultry, we have fish, we have beans, carrots, then sweet protein, the sweet potatoes, the nuts, the seeds, vegetable oil, spinach, curry, broccoli. I'm sure you will see these things in supermarkets and we bypass them. So it is at HBMS TV that we are health educating you not to bypass them because you need them. And the major functions of vitamins, mentioned but a few, they promote skeletal growth, normal teeth structure, then healthy mucous membranes, healthy skin, talk about eye and hair health, then talk about essential for night vision, prevent oxidation, boost body immunity, they lower bad cholesterol, promote functioning of the heart, detoxifying the body, plus very many other health benefits. And when we look at Here we were talking about vitamins. And let's look briefly about the minerals. Minerals, these are elements on earth and in food that our bodies need to develop and function normally. Those essential for health include calcium. We have phosphorus, potassium, sodium, chloride, magnesium, iron, zinc, iodine, chromium, copper, fluoride, magnesium, and very many others. Selenium is also a mineral that we need in our bodies. And when we look at the sources, we have the dark green leafy vegetables. We have carrots, we have the liver, we have eggs, soya beans, avocados, oranges, beans, whole wheat, dairy products, soya beans, sunflower seeds, then legumes, and then the sardines. We need them. And among the major functions, I can't forget about the bones. For you to develop stronger bones and all that, then the teeth, it aids in proper functioning of the muscles, the heart, your nerves, and iron. Your nerves and iron utilization helps blood coagulation, regulates the passage of nutrients in and out of the cells, relieves the pain, cramps, eases even insomnia. So prevention of malnutrition, how do you prevent malnutrition? It is also important to have a balanced diet. In many regions in which malnutrition is prevalent, people traditionally eat food that are often too high in carbohydrates and too low in vitamins. You need to balance it. Then breastfeeding a baby for 6 months exclusively is the best way to prevent early childhood malnutrition. Then consume foods low in fats and carbohydrates and high in proteins. Engage in moderate physical activity, at least 4 to 5 times a week for 30 minutes. Try to maintain an ideal body weight. When we talk about exercising, you don't need to go for those vigorous exercises. Just doing squats, just doing push-ups, just doing a skipping of the rope can help you live a healthier life. And that will also help you try to maintain your ideal body weight. And health tips that I can give you from HBMS TV: eat a variety of foods that include staple foods like cereals, such as wheat, barley, maize, postage, tubers, or roots. Then vegetables, fruits, foods from animal sources. Then eating unprocessed and fresh foods will help you maintain the right amount of essential nutrients. These days we've resorted so much to processed things. Then avoid processed and packed and preserved foods as far as possible to avoid high amounts of salts, sugars, and the preservatives they contain. Then ensure you take at least 5 portions of fresh fruits and vegetables each day. Take at least 8 glasses of water each day. It is very, very vital. And this is how a balanced diet should look like. And I want to bring you to your notes that none of us, even me, can afford this, simply because one, it's expensive. Then the other one, most of the things that are on the market are also genetically modified. That is why I want to tell you that supplementation will save you and me. People following HBMS TV, you need to live a healthier life. Reasons we should have supplements. The purpose of food supplements is to add that little extra to your normal diet. They ensure that you are getting a measurable amount of essential nutrients and make up for the poor nutrient content of the many foods we eat. Keep in the know that there are over 40 nutrients required by the body every day. Even with a balanced diet, factors like pollution, factors like stress, alcohol intake can hinder your body from getting the proper nutrient value from food. So with the natural proven supplements, we get enough well-balanced diet, balanced phytonutrients to our bodies. That is why I want to talk about this wonderful product here, which is called C24/7. C24/7 simply means complete nutrition, 24 hours, 7 days a week. It has over 22,000 phytonutrients. It's a breakthrough product on the world market. It has over 29 vitamins and minerals and trace minerals that you need in your body. It has over 12 whole fruit juice blend. When they talk about a fruit, it is blended whole. Then 12 whole vegetable juice blend, 18 amino acids, you need them, 14 super green foods and spirulina blend, 12 different mushrooms, especially from Japan. It has 12 digestive enzymes, 12 special nutrients, 10 essential fatty acids, then the anti-aging and antioxidant enhancers. I want to leave with you this quote as I come to the end. As a retired physician, I can honestly say that unless you're in a serious accident, your best chance of living to a ripe old age is to avoid doctors and hospitals and learn nutrition. Home-based medical services television is here to educate you, learn about nutrition, learn about herbal medicine and other forms of natural medicines. Unless you are fortunate enough to have a naturopathic physician available. Almost all drugs are toxic and are designed only to treat symptoms, not to cure anyone. That is according to Dr. Alan Greenberg, a medical doctor. He's telling us to learn about nutrition. When you look at the supplements that we have, these are some of the testimonies. Very many people have been helped. When you're taking any drugs, continue with your drugs, but it is very, very important for you to supplement, because these supplements have been proved beyond doubt that they can either prevent or reverse several conditions in your body. Thank you very much for following through. And I want to bring you to your notes that don't forget about the 40 days trip to the Pearl of Africa that is going to be happening from the 20th of April to 24th, but more importantly, it's going to be crowned by the VIP event that is going to happen on the 22nd of April, 2022 at Imperial Royal Hotel, where we are going to have the best artists performing for you on the continent of Africa. Dr. Jose Camillo will be there, and we are glad to host you. Anyone who wants to be hosted by us, book your trip now. Thank you very much, and may God bless you. Have a blessed weekend.